Hey guys, it's TheFrXion here, or Tiger Tank 12, however you want to call me, I don't really care. Welcome back to World of Tanks, Advent Calendar Day 4. Today they're selling the TS-5. Now the TS-5 is a tier 8 American tank destroyer that is everything that the T-95, the T-28 and the T-110E3 kind of combine. It's the tier 8 premium equivalent of that line, and it's a very cool little tank. So what does it cost you? It costs you 9,100 gold. It's not on discount. That's very important. It does not have a discount, or you pay $40 to get it directly from the store. That means this tank is not being sold regularly on the market or on World of Tanks website. That's why it doesn't have a discount. Now let's talk a little bit about the tank and see if it's worth it, because 9,100 gold is a lot of credits. So first and foremost, is it a good tank? The TS-5 is certainly a good tank in its designated role as a frontline vehicle, as an assault breaching vehicle. The frontal part of the vehicle is very well armored. You have 260 millimeters of frontal armor. You almost have no real weak spot. The lower plate there is a bit weak sometimes for premium shells, but they really need to sit in front of you to be able to shoot at you or below you. The cupola on top is a bit of a weak spot, but other than that, the front is fairly strong. The side, not so much. Obviously, the side is always a weak spot. You're a very large target from the side, and the rear is very easily penetrated. You do have 1,500 hit points, but basically all of this is just a huge tank that is supposed to be armored, that is supposed to breach through lines. And it has its tool for that, and that tool is a 120 millimeter gun with a very high rate of fire, 8.55 rounds per minute. Now that is really good. You have 8.55 rounds per minute, average damage of 400, very good pen of 248. You barely need any premium shells when you play this tank. The gun traverse, at least the arc that you have, it's only 20 degrees, 10 to the left, 20 to the right, 10 to the right. It's not a lot, and the gun traverse isn't fast enough, but you're a tank that's supposed to be keeping your enemies at the front. If you're getting circled, it's game over for you. You have really good aim time. The dispersion is not very good, so it limits it kind of in medium to close quarter combat, but the DPM on this thing is really good. So anyone who likes the T-28 probably will enjoy this tank as well, because it has all the same attributes. It doesn't have the best engine. It's not extremely fast, only 26 kilometers per hour. The specific power to weight ratio is also very poor, 12.36 horsepower per ton, and you weigh a lot. That obviously means that if someone rams you, well, they're gonna die because you're quite heavy. Your traverse speed is not the best either, only 27.7 degrees per second, but this tank is basically all about keeping your enemies at the front, and that it does very well. If you have a position where you can push someone and you have some support with you, some turreted tanks, you can really push through quite a few breaches, and that is what makes this tank so special. It can also sit in the back and with its DPM do quite a bit of damage. And that's why the TS-5 is a really nice asset to have. Now, should you buy this tank? Well, that all certainly depends on, do you have the money? Do you want to get it? Do you plan on grinding the American heavy tank destroyer lines? Do you already own them? If you already own them, maybe you don't need it, but you were such a big fan of the T-28 and the T-95, then this certainly is an option. If you're planning on going down the American tank destroyer line and you don't have a premium tank for that or anything, this is a great credit earner. This is a really good tank. It's balanced. Well, it's balanced for itself. It's balanced quite well. Firepower, it's very good. Mobility, and yeah, mobility is a bit lacking, but the survivability is really good. So I'd say this is probably an okay deal. I just think it's a bit sad to see that there's no discount. But either way, I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, have a good one.